Donald Trump has been boasting about his legislative wins. And if you've paid any attention to the news...
Well, I knew Michael very well, and he was a special guy. He was with me many, many times, at Mar-a-Lago in particular, in Palm Beach.
With his recent inauguration and news of all the shocking changes he's making in the United States, Trump is one of the most talked about people in the world right now. Meanwhile, there are many facts about him you don't know. From being the most sued person on earth and having a black belt in taekwondo to having Micheal Jackson as his best friend, the surprises never end.
So many people are on television that don't know me, and they're like experts on me. You know, when Micheal Jackson died, I knew him very well.
What other mysteries can we learn about the remarkable U.S. president? Join us as we explore 20 Donald Trump facts you didn't know before. Record-breaking legal battles. Here's a quick one. Did you know that Trump has the world record for being the most sued person in human history? Throughout his life, Trump has been sold over 3,000 times. While surprised by that, you must understand that his legal battles were not one-sided. On the other hand, Trump has also sued people, which amounted to over 1,000 times. Hence, doing the math, Trump is not just the most sued person in human history, but also the person with the highest legal battles. Now, if that surprised you, brace yourself for the next reveal. Black belt holder. Did you know that Trump has a nice degree, a black belt, and the highest level of martial arts in taekwondo? Now, before you cower in fear, Donald Trump has never gotten into any match, but was awarded the honorary belt by none other than Lee Dong-soo, the president of the World Taekwondo headquarters in South Korea. Trump as a singer. Many would definitely label Donald Trump as confident and assertive, but how about coming to terms with the fact that the iconic man is also a great singer? Well, before you is footage of Donald Trump actually displaying his musical talents at the 2006 Emmy Awards.
Although he wasn't there in person, President Trump's presence was certainly felt at this year's Emmy Awards.
Here, we see Trump exuding confidence and assertiveness as he sings about Green Acres. Now, you might not agree with us that the man is quite a talent when it comes to singing, but at least his charisma cannot be ignored. And suppose there's one thing that can be learned about watching Donald Trump sing, it is that he is forever unapologetic about it. Micheal Jackson's best friend. Now, you may know many interesting facts about Donald Trump, but did you know he had a best friend? What's even more shocking is that his best friend is Micheal Jackson himself. The friendship between Donald Trump and Micheal had kicked off when they met during a charity event at Madison Square. They became so close from there that Micheal visited Trump and his family many times in Mar-a-Lago. That wasn't enough, so he later moved to the Trump Tower, where he became close to Trump and his family. There, they spent many weekends together watching MTV, building the Trump Tower with Legos, and even being present at Ivanka's school performance of the Nutcracker. Sadly, Micheal passed away in 2009, immortalizing their friendship. A sacrificial fan. Did you know that Trump once had a fan who was willing to give his life for him? In 2016, a man named Busa from India started to worship Trump. He became obsessed with Trump only wearing Trump shirts, and even built his statue of Donald Trump, where he offered prayers and sacrifices daily. While doing all this, he wrote numerous letters to the White House begging Donald Trump to meet him. While all of these had no serious consequences, things soon took a dramatic turn in October 2020 when Donald Trump was diagnosed with COVID-19 and was hospitalized.
President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have tested positive for COVID-19.
As a result, Busa made a pledge to lock himself up in his room without eating or drinking until Donald Trump was fine and out of the hospital. Sadly, however, it only took 5 days of locking himself up for Busa to die of starvation, sending shockwaves across the community. To date, the villagers still offer prayers to the statue of Donald Trump in honor of Busa. Record breaker. It's hard to beat Donald Trump's interesting personality, especially when you discover he's great at breaking records. For instance, Trump is the fastest person to conceive a business deal within 3 minutes. He's also the most expensive public speaker, worth $1.5 million, and had the most expensive presidential inauguration, worth $7 million. But the most interesting record ever broken by Donald Trump is that he's the person with the most searched Wikipedia page in history, having over 243 million searches, which is 45 million searches above Queen Elizabeth II, who is next in line. Trump dying. What if we tell you that scientists and experts in the health sector actually believe that Donald Trump is dying? Like many billionaires, he works tirelessly to maintain his wealth, often sacrificing sleep. Trump has admitted he sleeps only about 4 to 5 hours a night, going to bed at 12 to 1 a.m. and waking up at 5 a.m.
I'm working long hours, right up till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning.
While this might be the price of success, health professionals believe that Trump might be endangering his health due to long-term sleep deprivation. They fear his relentless schedule could take a serious toll on his body, and if Trump continues this way, his health may decline rapidly, potentially leading to death. Award-winning bad actor. With Donald Trump now living in the glory of his successful enterprises in business and politics, it's hard to believe that as a child, he wanted to become an actor so badly. Even after he followed other parts, he still ended up chipping himself into some movies using the Trump Tower as bait to movie producers. Many people don't know that Trump has received an award for his acting career, but this award is the Razzie Award for the worst performer as an actor. How is that? Well, let's move on to a more dazzling fact. Trump Town. You might know that Trump is undoubtedly famous, but did you know there's a whole town dedicated to him? Welcome to Boone's Mill, Virginia, home to just 259 people who are all passionate Trump supporters. At the heart of the town is the Trump Town City Hall, owned by Whitey Taylor. Open 7 days a week, the City Hall is packed with Trump-themed items, including golden statues, mugs, flags, bobbleheads, and even dartboards featuring Joe Biden. Interestingly, the town has become a major tourist attraction, drawing visitors from all over the country. Trump's tattoo. Did you know that Trump's fans have some of the weirdest tattoos? Here, we see a fan who spent $500 to get Trump's face inked on his arm. Another shockingly even tattooed Trump's assassination scene, while another woman even tattooed his name on her forehead, proudly defending her choice. But it gets more interesting. In 2016, a man had bet Trump would lose the election, and when he lost the bet, he had to get a Trump tattoo in an unlikely place. Imagine how Trump's influence runs deep. Best-selling author. Did you know that Trump believes he's a best-selling author? Trump has written over 50 books throughout his life. The first of them, which he published in 1987, is titled The Art of the Deal. Trump believes this book to be the best-selling business book of all time. Other books he has written include The Best Real Estate Advice I Ever Received, 100 Top Experts Share Strategies, and 10 Secrets I Learned from The Apprentice. Trump's sculpture. Imagine a statue of Trump worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Clark County issued a statement about the statue of former President Donald Trump.
It all began in 2019 when a golden Trump statue of Trump on a toilet appeared in Washington, D.C. While many found it funny, sculptor Tommy Zegan felt Trump deserved better. He spent 3 months crafting a 6-foot, 200 kilograms golden Trump statue and showcased it at a Florida convention. The statue went viral and demand soared. Tommy made 2 more replicas and sold them for around $100,000. Who knew a Trump statue could be worth so much? Well, thanks to Tommy, its true value was revealed. The next fact would leave you surprised. Trump in debt. Everyone knows the success side of Trump's story, but did you know Trump was once $8.8 billion in debt?
Donald Trump's ballooning debt. A new Forbes breakdown of his finances shows Trump owes more than $1.8 billion.
In the 90s, he invested heavily in casinos, an airline, and real estate, spending $1.7 billion. Unfortunately, a recession hit, crashing property values and leaving him broke. He was so deep in debt that he told his daughter Ivanka that a homeless man had more money than him. But shockingly, that wasn't the end, as Trump was able to miraculously bounce back. He sold his airline, publicized his businesses, and rented out properties. By 1987, he cleared his debt and gained over $1.5 billion, making one of the greatest financial comebacks in history. Child millionaire. It would surprise you to know that Trump was a millionaire in his childhood. How is this possible? Well, it's all thanks to his father, Fred. You see, from age 3, Fred started up a culture of giving Trump an allowance of $200 every year until you became an adult. With this added allowance, It only took Trump 8 years to become a millionaire. Isn't it clear that he was meant to be great from childhood? Well, the most interesting part is yet to come. As it turns out, Trump was pretty rich as a child because converting his $1 million to today's money equals $12 million. Assassination wealth. Well, it is easy to see the assassination attempt of Donald Trump from a terrifying angle. What if we tell you that the event had made him millions of dollars richer? Well, it happened that Donald Trump did not fold his hands after their attempt on his life.
Assassination attempt changed that. Donald Trump was shot at. The bullet barely missed him. It whizzed past his right ear. There was blood on his face.
Rather, he took advantage of it to release a set of 5,000 Trump assassination sneakers. Interestingly, each of the sneakers cost about $300, displaying a picture of Trump raising a fist with a "Fight, Fight, Fight" text below it on the side. In the end, the sneakers were sold out within just 4 hours of their release, and Trump earned a total of $1.5 million. Now, isn't that a smart story of turning pain into gain? The next discovery is about to leave you even more amazed. Trump's cars. Many people don't know how much Trump loves luxury, but his car collection shows the answer. He owns 14 incredible vehicles, including a vintage Rolls-Royce and a custom Trump Cybertruck. But the most impressive is the Trump limo, which is completely bulletproof and bomb-proof. It can also release tear gas, smoke bombs, and slippery liquids to escape threats. Here's the surprising part. Despite owning these amazing cars, Trump hasn't driven in 9 years. Why? U.S. law forbids presidents and former presidents from driving for security reasons. So while Trump has one of the most luxurious car collections, he can't even take them for a spin. Trump's rich impersonator. Did you know that the Trump impression is a $1 million career? Back in 2017, Trump's impressions became a trend. While many did it for fun, a few took it seriously. A construction worker looked and sounded just like Trump, and another wowed audiences on America's Got Talent. One man even formed a group with Obama and Kim Jong-un impersonators, but no one capitalized on it like John DiDomenico, a professional actor in Vegas who practiced the Trump impression for 12 years. As a result, he soon landed gigs for commercials, private parties, and company events, turning his Trump impression into a multi-million-dollar business. Trump's restaurant. Have you ever heard of a restaurant dedicated to Trump? This interesting discovery takes us to Iraq, where Nadyar Zawidi dedicates this restaurant to Donald Trump, following Trump's promise to protect his country. Here, just a single dish called Trump's Fish is sold, yet the restaurant is a popular site for locals and tourists. Trump's childhood home. If you didn't know, Trump's childhood apartment is open to the public, and you can even spend the night in it. Having been transformed into an Airbnb,
Wayne's house, where President Trump grew up in Jamaica Estates, is now available to rent on Airbnb.
The house is full of Trump decorations, and the most interesting part is that you get to see the very room where Trump was possibly conceived by his parents. A living worshiper. People worshiping Trump isn't new, but Gene Huber from Florida takes it to another level. Besides being a car dealer with a wife and kids, he's a die-hard Trump fan. In 2017, he surprised the world by waiting outside for 16 hours just to get a front-row seat at a Trump rally. As a result, his dedication caught the media's attention, as did Trump's. To his surprise, Trump invited him on stage to fulfill his dream. The experience changed Gene's life, causing him to turn his home into a Trump museum and a souvenir shop. Documenting his experience, he even wrote a book titled The Hug of the American People. To this day, he remains devoted to Trump. Cars are learning to drive themselves, and robots are taking on jobs we never thought possible. Technology is moving in ways that feel unreal. Some of these breakthroughs are already here, while others are coming soon. What other advancements in technology are we expecting? In this video, we will reveal 20 emerging technologies that will change our world. Fusion power. Fusion power is one of the most exciting technologies shaping our future.
It's being called one of the most impressive scientific feats of the 21st century. Department of Energy officials have announced a history-making accomplishment in the decades-long quest to harness fusion, the same energy that powers the sun.
It's the same process that powers the sun, but on a smaller scale here on Earth. Scientists focus on hydrogen isotopes, deuterium and tritium, which produce helium, a neutron, and loads of energy. The trick is to make it reach a temperature of millions of degrees and keep the superhot plasma stable. That's where high-temperature superconducting magnets come in, helping to control and contain the plasma in reactors like the tokamak. New materials are also being developed to handle the extreme heat and pressure. Fusion promises almost limitless clean energy with no greenhouse gases and minimal waste. It doesn't end here. Stay tuned for more shocking emerging technologies. Mixed reality. Have you ever thought about blending the real world with the digital one? That's what mixed reality does, and it's changing how we experience things. It's like putting digital stuff into the real world and letting you interact with it as if it's actually there. Headsets and glasses make this possible, using cameras and sensors to track your movements and surroundings. Tech is improving fast, with sharper displays and better tracking making it feel more real. You can try on clothes without stepping into a store or see how furniture looks in your room. In schools, students could explore history or practice surgeries using virtual tools. Architects can walk through their designs and make changes on the spot. Even long-distance teamwork is getting an upgrade, with shared virtual spaces making it feel like everyone's in the same room. Mixed reality is bringing the future right to your eyes. Internet of Things. The Internet of Things, or IoT, is all about connecting devices to the internet so they can share data with each other. You can have your smartwatch, smart TV, or even your fridge all talking to each other. These devices use sensors to gather data and send it back and forth without needing a person to get involved. What's really cool is how AI and machine learning are being added to IoT. This helps devices not just collect data, but also learn from it. For example, a smart thermostat can remember your favorite temperature and adjust it for you. In factories, machines can detect when they need a fix before breaking down, which saves time and money. Starlink satellites. Starlink is changing how people connect to the internet. This technology was built by SpaceX as a growing network of small satellites flying closer to Earth than traditional ones. This helps make internet connections faster and reduces delays. Instead of depending on cables or cell towers, Starlink uses satellites to deliver internet straight to a user's dish, often called dishy. The system is especially useful in places where regular internet isn't available. It's also paving the way for internet access in areas like the polar regions. There's even talk of Starlink supporting future Mars missions, making it key for space communication someday. Teleportation. Teleportation feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but scientists are starting to explore it for real. While we can't teleport people or objects just yet, researchers have managed to teleport photons using quantum entanglement. This means two particles can stay connected, even when far apart, so changing one instantly changes the other. Chinese scientists even teleported photons to a satellite 300 miles away. For now, this breakthrough could lead to a super-fast quantum internet, but who knows where it might go? Skipping traffic or long-distance trips sounds like a dream, and teleportation might one day make it real. Neuralink. Neuralink is developing technology that connects the brain directly to computers using ultra-thin threads. These threads pick up brain signals and send them to a device that translates them into commands. This could help people with medical conditions like paralysis or neurological disorders. For instance, someone with limited movement could control a prosthetic limb or a computer cursor just by thinking. Neuralink is also exploring ways to restore lost senses like hearing and vision. In the future, this technology might even help people enhance their memory, learn faster, or interact with digital worlds through their thoughts. Autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles are cars that drive themselves without needing a human behind the wheel. They use sensors, cameras, radar, and AI to understand the road, recognize objects, and make decisions. The latest advancements in this tech include better sensors and smarter AI, which help these cars navigate traffic safely. These vehicles can even connect with smart city systems, talking to traffic lights and other cars to make things run smoothly. In the future, we could see self-driving taxis, delivery trucks, and even fewer cars on the road, helping reduce traffic, emissions, and the need for parking spaces. Don't miss the next scene where things get even more interesting. Blockchain.
Mr. Brooks, let's step back from digital assets and blockchain for a moment. Let's talk about where the internet was, where it's come to, where it's going.
Blockchain is a digital system that securely records transactions on multiple computers. Instead of a central authority, it uses many different computers to keep records safe, making it hard to change or hack past data. Beyond cryptocurrency, blockchain is now being used in areas like supply chain tracking, voting systems, and smart contracts. These contracts automatically carry out terms once conditions are met. Looking ahead, blockchain could help with personal identity security and protect data privacy. It's also creating new ways for people to access financial services without traditional banks, making finance more open to everyone. Artificial general intelligence. Artificial general intelligence is a machine that can perform any task that requires human-level intelligence. Unlike traditional AI, which focuses on specific tasks, AGI can learn, adapt, and solve problems across many areas. It uses deep learning and neural networks to mimic the human brain. AGI could revolutionize fields like healthcare, by diagnosing diseases, or in research, by solving complex problems. It could create new technologies, enhance automation in industries, and even outperform humans in specific areas. With the ability to improve its own intelligence, AGI might lead to super-intelligent systems that can change the future. Artificial wombs.
Today, the FDA started discussing the possibility of using artificial wombs to help premature babies survive. Now, these would not replace a woman's natural womb.
Artificial wombs are a big step forward in helping premature babies grow outside the human body. These devices create a safe environment that mimics a real womb, providing the right nutrients and oxygen while removing waste. The goal is to help babies develop more fully and safely. These wombs could also be a game changer for people who can't carry a pregnancy, offering a new way to have biological children. In the future, they might even help with space missions, making it possible to grow babies in space, where Earth's conditions can't be replicated. Lab-grown meat.
We are back with the new lab-grown chicken that was just approved for sale in the U.S. Could be headed to your dinner plate. Devin Dwyer has the details. Good morning, Devin.
Lab-grown meat is changing the way we think about food. Instead of raising animals for meat, scientists are growing it from animal cells in a lab. This process eliminates the need for slaughter, making it more ethical. The technology has gotten cheaper, so it's becoming a more realistic option. Now, we're seeing lab-grown meat come in different types, from beef to chicken and even seafood. In the future, this could become a major part of our food system, offering a more sustainable and eco-friendly way to produce meat using less land, water, and energy than traditional farming. Generative AI.
AI resurrection. It's a growing industry in parts of the world, keeping the essence of a deceased loved one alive forever. We've seen versions of this here in the U.S.
Generative AI might influence the world soon. It is now creating new content, like text, images, and even videos. With advances in natural language processing, AI can now write articles or help with writing tasks. It's also great at making art, creating realistic images from descriptions. This technology is getting better at understanding patterns, whether it's for writing or designing. Soon we could see AI generating personalized movies, games, or learning materials tailored to your needs. It could even assist in research by coming up with new ideas and experiments. CRISPR gene editing. CRISPR gene editing is changing the game in science and medicine. It works by snipping DNA at specific spots to fix or alter genes. This has opened up exciting possibilities, like fixing genetic disorders such as cystic fibrosis and sickle cell anemia. It's even being used to improve cancer treatments by editing immune cells to better target cancer. In the future, CRISPR could be used to edit genes in embryos, preventing inherited diseases. It could also create crops that are stronger, healthier, and more resistant to pests. This technology is reshaping medicine and agriculture, offering new ways to solve big challenges. Smart cities. Smart cities are changing the way we live, bringing technology into everyday life to make cities work more smoothly. They use sensors, big data, and AI to improve things like traffic flow, public transportation, energy use, and waste management. For example, smart traffic lights adjust to real-time traffic to reduce congestion, and smart grids manage power use more efficiently, saving energy. In the future, we could see self-driving cars that connect with city systems to help reduce traffic and improve safety. Drones might also help with deliveries or even emergency services. Plus, smart cities aim to reduce pollution and manage resources better, making the environment healthier for everyone. Nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is all about working with tiny materials that are way smaller than the width of a human hair. This tech is making a big difference in fields like medicine, where scientists are creating ways to deliver medicine directly to sick cells, like cancer cells, to make treatments more effective. Materials like graphene are super strong and can be used in electronics, energy storage, and even cleaning water. In the future, we might see tiny robots inside our bodies fixing problems or helping doctors. Nanotechnology is also helping create cleaner energy and could lead to smaller, faster devices. The most amazing part of the video is just ahead. Space tourism. Space tourism is no longer just a dream. Companies like Blue Origin are making it possible for regular people to experience space by offering suborbital flights. These flights take passengers just beyond the edge of space, where they get to float in weightlessness for a few minutes and see Earth from up high. The whole trip lasts only a few hours, but the views and feeling of floating are unforgettable. In the future, we could see trips that let people spend more time in space, maybe even stay in space hotels or visit the moon. Space tourism is growing fast, and the possibilities are endless. Hydrogen fuel cells. In the future, hydrogen fuel cells could be a key player in clean energy. These cells generate electricity by combining hydrogen and oxygen, with water as the only waste. This process is clean and efficient, making it a great option for powering cars, buses, and buildings without polluting the environment. Hydrogen is abundant, and using it in fuel cells could drastically cut down on harmful emissions. As the technology improves, we might see more vehicles and even entire cities running on hydrogen, making it a huge step toward a more sustainable world. Cybersecurity mesh. Protecting devices and data has become more complex as people work from different locations. Cybersecurity mesh is a flexible solution that secures every access point, not just one central network. It adjusts to people, devices, and their needs, offering real-time threat detection to stop attacks quickly. Security analytics ensure all systems work well together, while tools like dashboards give teams a clear view of the whole network. Businesses can use it to create safer environments by limiting access based on trust levels, keeping important data and devices secure no matter where they're used. Biometrics. Getting into places or making payments is becoming easier with biometrics. From fingerprints to facial scans, this technology is already used on phones, in offices, and even in stores. Palm ID is a big step forward. It's used in places like Jeju International Airport in South Korea and Amazon Go stores in Seattle. You simply scan your palm, link it to your payment card, and wave your hand over a scanner to pay. Businesses are also using iris and facial recognition to improve security and speed up access. Serverless computing. Developers no longer need to spend time managing servers thanks to serverless computing. Instead of worrying about setting up or maintaining hardware, they can focus on building better apps. Once the app is ready, it's uploaded to a cloud service that handles everything behind the scenes. This makes scaling easy too. Whether you need a lot of server space or just a little, it adjusts automatically. It's also cost-effective since you only pay for what you use. The rise of Xpeng motors. It finally happened. The dream of flying cars, something we once thought only existed in science fiction movies, is now real. China has done it. They've introduced the world's first ever flying car, a functioning, groundbreaking reality, not just a wild concept.
This is definitely very exciting. This has been in the works for over 10 years. Actually, the predecessor of Huitian is actually older than Xpeng itself.
I'll leave that to sink in for a moment because we're about to witness a huge shift in how we move, live, and think about transportation. This is not just another electric car or a flashy tech gadget. It's the first serious step toward a new way of life, and it's happening in China. Now, why does this even matter so much? Well, think about it. We've all been stuck in endless traffic, wasting hours in our cars, trapped in a system that hasn't changed much in decades. Roads are crowded, cities are growing, and we're spending more time than ever just getting from one place to another. But what if you could rise above all that? What do you think about these facts about Trump? Let us know your opinions in the comment section below. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Click on the next video displayed on your screen, and you will enjoy it.